I didn't see any advertisements in the Northampton papers. I mean, George Osborne raised the minimum wage by 20p in the budget. 20p. I mean, the minimum wage has now become the maximum wage. And I just don't believe that anybody who works 40 hours at the minimum wage should pay any tax or national insurance at all. In fact, my mantra throughout this campaign has been earn £260 and get £260. We desperately need to increase the minimum wage to between £8 and £8.50 an hour and set that as a tax threshold.
Tony Clarke, I mean, your party would open the doors to everybody, wouldn't they?
No, it's not a case of opening the doors to everybody. It's not even a question of nationality. It's a question of, unfortunately, people at the moment are having to live to work rather than working to live. And I'm fed up of people having to get up, go to work long hours, come home, still not be able to pay their rent, still not be able to put food on the table.
What's that got to do with
it's
people
got
coming
everything
in
to
from
do
Eastern
because
Europe to work here?
the balance in this country has shifted far too much towards the employer. And we need to make sure that not only people are earning a living wage, not a minimum wage, a living wage, but we also need to make sure that work practice and recruitment is fair. And at the moment it's not. And that's the issue.
It was a global financial crash. The issue is that the Conservatives promised a recovery and they simply haven't delivered it, and they haven't delivered it in a way that benefits working people.
Tony Clarke, very quickly.
Yeah. Well, I just think I should be refereeing. You know, these two want to break the country up into hard-working families or benefit scroungers. And there needs to be some humanity. We need to start treating people with decency.
They both disagree with that, I might say. Yeah.
They can disagree with it. We hear it in every speech they make.
A coalition thing as well.
Yes, but I think that was not thought out very well, and I don't think really the Liberal Democrats could be blamed for that, because at the end of the day... So you're taking credit for the things you like and not taking credit for the things you don't like, is that it? Well, not exactly. The spare room subsidy was poorly thought out because there was not enough single one-bedroom flats in social housing. Okay. So-called bedroom taxes, you said. You were shaking your head when the figure of 300,000 homes.
It's not enough. We have a shocking housing crisis in this country, and what none of these parties say is that we have a shortage of socially rented homes. They all keep saying they've got these plans to build homes. They're building family homes that nobody can afford to buy.
We need to have a strong economy to do that.
We need to allow local authorities to build socially rented homes. We need to make sure...
He does say
Someone
that you need...
Pay for those things, Stuart,
yes,
and
yes,
you need a strong economy to do it.
You need to pay for those, and we need to take the shackles off of local authorities and local councils and allow them to borrow money to do so. That's the reality. That's
Stuart,
how serious this situation is, Michael.
While the other parties, Tony, talk about doing things, the Conservatives have done things. So, for example, in Northampton, the university is going to move its site. It's going to move its site to a new enterprise zone, which will open up a whole lot of brownfield sites that new houses can be built on. That's actually happening. It's going to happen within the next 2 years. We're
Tony
doing
Clarke,
it.
yeah.
Well, this government, and indeed the Labour government, both of them have resided over the biggest homeless crisis in this country's history.
Primary schools and secondary schools here are performing pretty badly, below the national average.
Yes, in Northamptonshire, I believe that the secondary schools are like 114th ranked out of 150 for the primary schools. And
so what can you do about it?
So what we can do about it is, first of all, we want to put as much... £2 billion worth of investment, which is protected money, into the education system from age 2 to age 19. We want to make sure there is a qualified teacher in every classroom, and we want to make sure there's plenty of scope for doing one-to-one tuition. So education for us is a very important subject. It's a subject which is the area which gives every child a fair start in life.
Tony Clarke, the Greens want to scrap Ofsted, wants to scrap SATs. Will that really...
Scrap Ofsted, scrap SATs. Let teachers teach again, because education has become a product, not a process. And I think what you can be guaranteed is, irrespective if you have a Tory or Labour government, they'll just simply change the name of your school. So instead of being Grant Maintain, it's currently Academy. When academies fail, they'll change the name again. It will probably be free schools under Michael. What we've got to do is let teachers teach. What we've got to do is stop schools competing against each other. And we've got to do
don't we have to make sure that teachers are teaching properly?
Yes, we do, but we don't have to use those figures in a market-based system which gets parent against parent, has children having to travel vast distances across the town and beyond to go to the school that's currently top of the table.
All right.
That's a nonsense.
Tom Rubathon, you want grammar schools?
We do.